Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. If you're new to the channel, my name is Fernanda. I'm very happy to have you here. And in today's flow, we're gonna have a back bend as our peak pose, which is gonna be Jalasana or the partridge pose. And I know that it can be a very challenging pose to do it like right off the bat, but for that reason, we're gonna take our time to warm up the body, to do movements that are pretty much similar to the Jalasana movement in a less complex way to help us get there and succeed on today's class. So let's get started laying down on our backs for a little bit of moment for breath connection. So when you come to lay down on your back, give yourself a couple moments to just arrive in your practice. You can let your legs be wide, your arms be wide. And just breathe nice and deep. If possible, in and out the nose. Since we're gonna do a shape today that is a back bend, right? A heart opener, I'd like to invite the intention for today's class to be the question, the biggest question of all, which is, who am I? So maybe you ask yourself right now mentally, who am I? And notice whatever sensations you feel in the body, in the mind. Noticing your heart. Observing if this question brings you a sense of curiosity, of openness, or if maybe it makes you a little bit tense, a little bit nervous. And know that whatever you feel is 100% okay and welcome in this space. When we know who we are, right, in the depths of our being, when we know exactly our essence, when we know exactly what we are here in this world to do, life tends to get a little bit more meaningful, a little bit more deep, because we have a north. We have a sense of who we are, and then we have a sense of where we're going. And then it gets a little bit easier to get a sense of what are the steps that we're gonna take to get there. So with this question in your head, in your heart, let's bring the right hand into the heart, the left hand right on top of that. Take a big breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out through the mouth. Beautiful. And then from here, just give yourself a big hug. Bring the knees into your chest. Interlace your arms around your leg. Feel free to sway side to side. And then start to hold behind your legs. We're gonna rock and roll back and forth. Let's do it 3 or 4 times, depending on the speed that you're taking those. I'm gonna do 1 more. And then we're gonna come into a tabletop position. So from this tabletop position, making sure that you align your hands right underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your hips. And just start taking a few rounds of cats and cows in here. So the next time you inhale, look forward and up. Squeeze the shoulder blades on the back body. Let the belly be soft. Tailbone point up to the sky. Stay here for a moment as you keep breathing. And then the next time you exhale, tuck the chin into your chest. Let the crown of the head drop towards the floor, tailbone towards the floor. And then push the floor away with your hands so that you feel your upper back puffing a little bit more. Good, take 1 more breath. And then find some fluidity in between these 2 movements. So using the breath in to open the heart and using the breath out to feel the extension on the backside body. Let's do 3 more just like that. Finishing up your last round. And then pause in your tabletop position. The next time you inhale, keep your right hand onto the floor, kick your right foot out to the side, come into a kneeling side plank pose. pose. So stretch your left leg towards the back of the mat. Your left hand comes up and overhead. And in here, I want you to make sure that you can open your chest. So both shoulders, the bottom and the top one, are squeezing together on the back body. Your gaze go towards your left hand. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Good, and then start to lift your left foot up and away from the mat. Bend your knee, reach around with your left hand, hold your left ankle. And in here, I want you to kick your foot back behind you. One thing I want you to be aware of is, see if you can avoid like letting the leg open up towards the sky. I want you to keep that like nice and straight line from the hip all the way back. So just kicking the foot behind you. Take one more breath. Amazing. And then we're just going to switch sides. So left hand comes down to the floor. Kick your left foot out. Extend your right leg back. Right arm up to the sky. Breathe. Take one more full breath in. Push the floor away. Hug the lower belly in and up. Nice, and then gazing towards your top hand, lift your right foot up this time, bend your right knee, reach around with your right hand. Kicking that right foot back behind you. If you feel any cramps around your like lateral glutes, you're not alone. I'm feeling it too. But just hang tight for one more breath. Beautiful, and then release it back down, right away into a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, send your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And here, if you want to pedal the legs a little bit, feel free to do that. And then again, coming back to the main question of today's class. Who am I? Who are you? Who are you when all the fluctuations of our thoughts, of our feelings are not present? What's your essence? What's your Atman? Take one more breath. Nice. And then inhale to look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or hop forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands onto your shins. Find a halfway lift as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Crown of the head lengthening forward. When you breathe out, again, forward fold. Inhale, rise, come up to stand. Arms reach up to the sky, get nice and long. Exhale, bring the hands right in front of your heart. Beautiful. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. The next time you inhale, reach up to the sky one more time. Gaze up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Hands onto your shins, find a halfway lift, long spine. And then plant your hands down, step your left foot to the back of the mat, lower your back knee down, and then inhale, reach both hands to the sky, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And here, still connected to your breath, notice the sensations in your body. Observe how you feel. You ask yourself, who am I? What are the sensations that come to the mind, to the heart? When you know that your essence is something that doesn't change. Your essence is the only constant of who we are. Last breath in. Good. Take a breath out. Plant your hands down. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out the mouth. And then inhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Lower your back knee down. Low lunge on the other side. Inhale, reach up. See if you can start finding a little bit of a back bend in here as you reach your thumbs all the way back behind you. Hug the lower belly in. Soften your front ribs into the body a little bit more while you're still leaning the hips forward and down. Maybe gaze up if it's okay for the neck. Last breath. And then last inhalation here. When you exhale, plant your hands at the top of the mat. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. And let's do a vinyasa in here. So roll forward to the plank pose. When you exhale, knees down or not, chaturanga, bend the elbows and pull down. Inhale, open the heart, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in here or in a child's pose. Let yourself settle and come back to the connection with the breath. Every time that we know that our essence, who we are, it's 100% unique, we start to allow ourselves to show up with everything that we have to offer. We stop worrying about what other people think, and we come back to that connection with the essence of who we are, with that sense of authenticity, with that sense of, I know I am unique, I know I am enough, I know that I have a lot to offer, and I know that so many people can benefit from all the things that only I can provide. So reconnecting with that sense, take one more breath. Good, and then come back to downward facing dog. If you're resting in child's pose, let's get started with our creative sequence of today's class. So inhale to reach your right foot all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Start to send your gaze up and over your right armpit. Up and over, no, up and under, I would say. Yes, really let your chest turn and twist to the right side. Last breath. And then come back to the center. Re-extend your right leg long, square the hips in. When you exhale, hug your right knee into your chest, squeeze, and then step your right foot through. Inhale, arms to the sky, crescent pose. Take a full breath in. And when you take a full breath out, cactus, bend your elbows and bring your back knee to touch the floor. Inhale, come all the way back up, crescent pose, knees and arms re-extend. When you exhale, hands into the heart, flow forward for a warrior 3. Let your back leg lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the back of the neck, the back of the ears up. Nice, let's peel it open into a half moon. So right hand comes to the right side, on the floor, on the block, on your leg, wherever you have more support. But then pointing your left toes to the left hand up to the sky. Take one more breath. And then start to bend your left knee, reach for your back ankle. Just like we did in the beginning of class, kicking that foot behind you, avoiding opening the knee towards the sky. Both shoulders squeezing back. Take one more breath. Good, and then release the foot. Plant both of your hands down on the mat. Plank pose. We're gonna hold down this plank for 5 seconds. Again, knees up or down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Vinyasa. Lower down, exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. 5, find 3 breaths in there. Good, and then back to downward facing dog. To the left side, here we go. Inhale, left foot up to the sky. Exhale, scorpion dog. Bend the knee, open up your hip, and really let yourself turn and twist around you, but this time to the left side. Good, back to 3-legged dog. Square the hips in, point your back toes down to the mat, and then squeeze the knee into the belly. Step it through, crescent pose, rise, inhale. Good. When you exhale, cactus your arms, tap your back knee all the way down. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale, hands to the heart, float your back leg up. Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Find your balance in here, but remember, you want to open the chest, open the heart in here. So squeezing the shoulders on the back body. Use your thumbs connected into the center of your chest to help you find that openness. Last breath. Amazing half moon. Peel yourself open. Right hand up to the sky. Left hand can be wherever it supports you best. But now your right toes are pointing to the right. Gaze is down to the floor. Final breath in here. Good. Sugar cane. Bend your right knee. Reach around with your right hand. See if you can hold the ankle. If you cannot, that's fine. Just keep reaching in that direction. 2 more breaths. Opening yourself to the possibility to trust and to honor all that you are. Amazing. Release your foot. Plant your hands down. Plank pose. This time holding for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Vinyasa. Find your chaturanga as you breathe out. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Take 5 breaths in there. Beautiful. From wherever you were, come back to that plank pose. So start to tuck the toes if they were not there yet. Lots of engagement happening on the core, leaning the crown of the head forward, the heels backward. We're gonna go to a side plank pose from here. So right hand stays down on the floor, drop your heels to the right. Start to lift your left leg up to the sky. Know that you can do that as well with your knee down if it feels more supportive in what you need on this day, okay? But let's take 1 big breath in. And a big breath out. Bend your knee, reach around with your left hand to your left ankle. Find your balance. And then start to open your heart towards the sky. It's kind of like a wild thing in a side plank pose. 1 more breath, Kapin Jalasana. Good, and then close it back. Plank pose. Right away, we're gonna go to the opposite side. So left hand stays on the mat. Right hand lifts. Right foot lifts. Take a big breath. And then here we go. Start to bend your knee. Reach around with your right hand. Find the balance. Kicking and opening the heart and the hips. If you fall, just come back in. Last breath. And close it back. Plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, vinyasa. Let's rest 5 breaths in child's pose or hero's pose. A lot of times in life, we end up forgetting our essence, forgetting who we are, forgetting that we are not our titles or any diplomas that we have, but that we're something deeper, way deeper than that. And the more we can keep asking the question, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? All the memories, all the feelings, all the sensations of the truth of who we are going to start to come back. Remember. Remember. Take your final breath wherever you are. And then let's come to lay down on our backs. So once you lay down, 1 more time, hugging both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze and a big hug. And then keeping your right knee into the chest, extend your left leg long, take an inhalation. When you exhale, spinal twist. Right knee comes across to the left side, right hand open nice and wide to the right. And just breathe in here. Starting to let go of all the effort you've put into class today, you've put in your practice. Just really letting yourself drop the expectations. And just really being with what it is. Good. Let's go to the opposite side. So hug your right knee into the belly. Take a full breath in. When you exhale, switch the legs. Left knee pulls in. Extend your right leg long. Inhale. And use the breath out to then twist to the opposite side. Feeling the stretch from the soles of your feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Feeling the deep twist into the core, into the belly. As well, the openness on the heart. The stretch on the left shoulder. Embracing whatever you're noticing. Last breath. Beautiful. And then come back to the center. Both knees hug in, nice and tight. And then when you exhale, soles of the feet together, knees go wide. Right hand to the belly, left hand on the heart. Shoulders are melting against the mat, against the earth. Big breath in. And a big sigh out. Sealing now your lips. Let yourself breathe naturally in and out the nose. Choosing if you want to stay in your Savasana in this Supta Baddha Konasana shape, or if you rather have your legs long and extended for a more traditional Shavasana. It's totally up to you. And here, let yourself drop everything. And to just get back to that sense of connection. Connection with the truth of who you are. Remembering that there is only one of you. And there's so much you can do, so many people that you can positively impact. But first you need to remember. Remember your essence, remember who you are. Please feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. But if you don't have too much more time, I recommend that you stay for at least another 5 breaths or so. Thank you. Stay in peace. Namaste.